If I gave them any warning round at the Ministry of Ghosts, they'd be up to all sorts of tricks trying to justify their existence. They'd be off to the joke shop, buying up fluorescent skeletons and skulls that glow in the dark, and bottles of trick bat's blood and what have you. Or hiring a ventriloquist. And they'd no doubt be rigging up hidden apparatus to make it seem like spooks were in the place, all moaning and groaning and making funny smells. Funny smells, Mr. Beeston? Visitors from the world of spirit are allegedly well known for leaving funny smells behind them. Fancy. And not just visitors from the world of spirit, I'd say. Well, we shan't speak of that for now. But I'll be wise to them. Don't you worry, Mrs. Peeve. They'll have a hard job pulling the wool over my eyes, and if they do try to, I'll see through it in an instant. Oh, you can see through wool then, can you, Mr. Beeston? It's a trick I learned in the army. Oh, were you in the army then? I must have been, Mrs. Peeve, or I could hardly have learned tricks there. I didn't know they did tricks in the army. I always thought it was more fighting. We're getting off the point, Mrs. Peeve, which is that on no account is anyone at the Ministry of Ghosts to be tipped off about this inspection. I won't tell them, sir. In fact, I don't even know if I could if I wanted to. Oh? Well, thinking you might need it, Mr. Beeston, I tried to find their phone number for you in the internal directory, but it doesn't seem to be listed. Oh? So I tried to get their email address then, but I couldn't find that either. But I'll look again. They're plainly lying low and trying to keep an inconspicuous profile, Mrs. Peeve, in the hope that they'll never be noticed and that they can go on idling their time away on this well-paid, cushy little number forever. That's what they're up to. They make sure they're on the payroll, though, don't they? I assume so. I can't see civil servants working for nothing. But I'm going to go round there this morning, Mrs. Peeve, and I'm going to say to them, justify this department's existence. Demonstrate your usefulness. Show me what you've been doing here for the last umpteen years. In other words, show me the ghosts. Show you the ghosts? You think they'll be able to do that, Mr. Beeston? No, Mrs. Peeve, I do not. I think that the Ministry of Ghosts is a redundant relic from another age that should have been done away with years ago. I'm going to put it to them straight. The proof of the pudding is in the eating, and the proof of the ghost is in the seeing. So, I shall want to see them. But what if they have found some ghosts, Mr. Beeston, only they're invisible? I mean, what if they've got the ghost of the Invisible Man round there, or someone like that? Then I shall demand to see him too. And if they can't produce him, there'll be hell to pay. Heads will roll, Mrs. Peeve. If I find out that these 4 civil servants at the Ministry of Ghosts have been idling their time away at the taxpayers' cost, thinking they have been forgotten about, and that they can go on in that way indefinitely, well, I shall have a shock ready. I shall fire the lot of them. Can you do that, Mr. Beeston? Don't you have to go through the proper channels first? Mr. Beeston looked rather aggrieved and disappointed, but he had to acknowledge the truth of Mrs. Peeve's observation. Unfortunately, you're right, he said. But if I can't get them fired, then I shall have them redeployed to somewhere wet, cold, and windy, where they'll hate every moment of it. What, like the Bahamas, you mean? Mrs. Peeve said. Mr. Beeston gave her a doubtful look and said, No, Mrs. Peeve, not the Bahamas. What I had in mind was the Ministry of Sewage. Mr. Beeston buttoned up his coat, took his briefcase, containing his lunch, and said, Hold the fort, Mrs. Peeve. I may be back soon, I may be back late, but I shall be back. Right you are, sir. Best of luck. Luck doesn't enter into it, Mr. Beeston said. It's hard work and diligence that make the difference. Luck is but a spectator looking on. Okie dokie, sir, Mrs. Peeve said. Mr. Beeston gave her a withering look. He'd need to talk to her about her language at some point. Okie dokie was not an approved civil service expression. He just hoped she didn't say it down the phone to callers. If she ever said okie dokie to someone...